Okay, welcome back to another edition of Inside the Box. Danny Hogan, along with the coach. And our in-studio guest today, we got the Bostonian. Welcome.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Shakes.
Happy New Year.
I didn't know people in Boston shook hands with the way Belichick gives these end of things. That wasn't a dead fish like these Boston people usually hand it.
Easy.
But anyway, let's jump right in. Big week this week. We got playoff games to break down. We got the Jets. Obviously, speaks for itself here.
Congratulations.
Jets, thank you very much.
Right.
Jets, Bengals.
Merry Christmas.
Then the night game, we have Cowboys, Philly. Then we got the Patriots. That's why we got the Bostonian here,
Right.
of course.
Going against the Ravens.
Going against the Ravens. And then we got the
Arizona
and the Packers.
There you go.
Going to the night game. We got the Bostonian here. Why don't we start with the Patriot-Raven game? Big loss with Wes Welker. Now, you can make an argument that, everybody ripped the Colts, but they rested players. They have no injuries. Patriots playing for nothing, went full tilt. They lost Wes Welker. Talk to me.
Big loss for the Patriots, and for the people who think that they're going to make up for that. Julian Edelman, nice replacement. Caught 10 balls last week, but he's no Wes Welker. Let's face it.
Absolutely.
Welker had 123 catches going into the game on Sunday. 20 less than the record from Marvin Harrison, had 143, and he played 3 less games.
Amazing.
So
No,
Welker probably would have broken the record had he played earlier in the season, and as we know, he only
most
caught
of those
one.
were about 2 yards, but okay.
Yeah, well, I'm going back to what I said a couple weeks ago when I was on the show. They're really going to have to get back into grinding out the football, a lot of run, and depending on Moss, they're going to go big with the tight ends, but I think you're really going to see him go back to trying to run the football, and I think it's going to get him past the first game against Baltimore, but I don't know. It's going to be tough going after that. Who knows? I'm going to go one round, and I'll reevaluate next week.
After that. Coach, what do you think?
Huge loss. I was sitting there thinking after the game, how are they going to replace this guy? You're talking about a third down specialist. This guy gets first downs. You're talking about 2 yards of catch. But every 2 yards of catch is a first down.
Absolutely.
And he moves the chains.
He turns them a lot,
He
too,
moves the chains. And that's what's
Exactly.
critical about this guy's loss is he moves the chains every single time, allows him to continue drives.
Absolutely.
So
Patriots are tough to
what I
contend
think is
with.
going to happen to them is they'll be able to go through the first round, no problem. But as they face better teams who can game plan and strategize and put holes on Edelman, right? Game plan, it's going to stop their offense.
I mean, you're also going against the Ravens' defense. I mean, I know they're not what they were.
No, I understand.
They're still
defense.
strong. So,
I understand.
Good defense.
That's going to be tough. And I mean, like I said, you're going to be in a lot of short yardage situations where Wes Welker would have been critical.
Right.
So, this could be a big loss. But we'll see. Hey, listen, the Patriots, they lost Tom Brady last year and won 11 games.
That's right.
Anything's possible.
I will say one thing about the Colts, though. I know they're now going to be resting for 2 weeks. Colts are 0-3 in the Peyton Manning era when they have the first round bye.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to take your foot off the gas. I mean, you look, like I said a few weeks ago on the show, look what happened when they did that. They got picked off against Pittsburgh, but we'll get to the Colts next week.
Okay.
We got the Jets Bengals. Jets looked incredible on Sunday night.
Jets.
And people could say, hey, they didn't play all their starters, but you know what? The offense, they weren't going full tilt, but Palmer and everybody else were in the game for the majority of the time. And I mean, if you look at those first half stats, I don't care who you're playing. Pop won a team 7 yards in the first half.
Yeah, but
that's unbelievable.
Again, I'm watching that game, and you can sense the lack of intensity
True.
on the Bengals sideline. I mean, these guys are looking for bench warmers to actually warm the heaters on the sideline to keep warm as opposed to jumping into the game. So I don't think they'll focus. And I think this week you get a better game. I still think the Jets will win.
Wow.
I still think the Jets will win. I mean, it's a toss-up to me because now they're playing in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I think this could be a toss-up, but I still like the Jets to pull it out in the end.
Bostonian?
Running game.
I like the Jets, too. I really do. Even
This
though
week.
Ocho Cinco apparently was able to test out his knee in an unconventional way.
Oh, God. Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, yeah, I like the Jets.
Okay.
I think the Jets are going to make a little bit of noise in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a tough out.
And I think we'll leave next week to next week.
Yeah,
but I like
exactly.
them this week.
You like the Jets this week. Okay. Cowboys, Eagles now we'll jump into. Start with the coach.
I don't care.
You had the Eagles last week.
Giants are not in the playoffs. I'm not commenting. I'm protesting. But that's
This
it
is
for
a
me.
tough week for the coach now. The Giants finishing in
Giants
faction.
Jets in the
Faction, and now you have the Jets in the playoffs.
Side note, Mets did sign Jason Bay this week, so I just wanted you guys to know. So
That's-
I'm really happy about that.
That is making the coach a little better.
I know. Let's talk about football.
Let's get into the hot stove next week. Right? We got a
All right,
lot.
but talking about the Dallas Eagles, I do like both these teams. They're both riding the wave of good football into the playoffs, which you want to be playing your best football going into the playoffs. I also think that last week was a mirage. I think Philly, again, didn't bring the intensity, and being it was at Dallas wasn't big. I like Philadelphia to come back this week.
You like Philly?
Yes.
Yeah? I like the boys.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. While we're at it, we might as well jump into the best bets. I mean, this is a segment I
Here
couldn't
we
wait
go.
for.
Here we go.
I went 3-0, another sweep for myself last week. I mean, the
This
coach
guy.
couldn't have been more wrong on the Florida-Cincinnati game.
Oh,
I nailed that one big time.
Brutal.
But hey, listen, I went from -10 to a +20. My first positive territory I've had since we began the best bets. So I'll take the Cowboys to continue
in
my
defense.
streak.
In my defense, I want to just let everyone know. I watched the tapes over the last 3 weeks. Look at him. I'm terrible. No doubt about it.
The
Dan
coach
the
has been
man,
struggling,
Dan
but
the man
believe me,
struggling.
he's all right.
But it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Exactly.
So I'm going to make a big comeback with the playoffs.
Okay.
All right, we'll do some best bets today.
That sounds
I'll
good.
catch up. I'm down 20.
Like I said, you're going to go, yep, you're down
All right,
20.
down
You're gonna-
20.
You're going to go with Philly.
I'm going
I'll
to
take
Philly.
the boys. Philly showed me absolutely nothing.
Okay.
You know, the way they were
All right.
dismantled
All right.
when they were playing for a 2 seed in the playoffs, which was tremendous. So now they've gone to a potential bye and a 2nd seed to having to go now back on the road to Dallas to play a first-round game.
You see a different Philly team.
Listen, they should have showed up in that game. That was just as big for them, I think. Not
All right.
as big, but just as big.
Okay.
What are you, Bostonian?
I like the Eagles.
Mhm.
NFC East winner. 1 out of 4 wins the last. NFC winner, division winner, has lost 3 out of the last 4.
Which has been the Eagles
Opening
and the
rounds
Giants.
games.
Eagles and the Giants because Dallas hasn't done anything.
Right.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
so I'm
Right.
going with the
Okay.
play there. I like the Eagles, and I agree with you. I think they're going to come back and you always those second back-to-back
Yeah.
games are always
Yeah, no, they're
always
tough. They're tough.
Yeah.
And they
Tough.
usually, historically, they usually favor the defensive team. That's why I feel pretty confident with
Right.
the Jets going into
Yeah.
the Bengals. The other game we got the Packers against the Arizona Cardinals. Again, you can make the same argument. Maybe Arizona wasn't playing for anything, but
Wow.
neither were the Packers.
Kurt Warner
And they
didn't
came
play that
out
game.
and
Kurt
they
Warner
just
didn't play that game. Didn't suit up at
dismantled.
all.
No, that's true.
Right?
That's true.
Didn't
So
suit up
you
at
can
all.
take that.
Fitzgerald got hurt.
Mhm.
All right,
Oh, Bolden.
Bolden got hurt.
Mhm.
Fitzgerald also got hurt
Yeah,
in that
for sure
game.
he tweaked it.
Right? He tweaked an ankle in that game. They took him out. And Bolden he's out for the rest of the playoffs.
Mhm.
So Arizona's facing a whole different animal right now.
Mhm.
Injuries, right? Plus you got a good hot Green Bay team.
They're on fire.
Right? Outside that lost to Pittsburgh the second week last week.
Mhm.
Green Bay's been on fire.
Oh yeah.
So I like Green Bay a lot in this game.
You like
even
Green Bay?
even in Arizona, I like Green Bay at this game.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the Packers as
Like
well
the
in this game.
Packers?
Yeah.
All right.
Bostonian quick.
I'm going to Green Bay.
You going with the Packers?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's a sweep. Everybody likes the Packers. They're the they're one of the hottest teams in football. You
Okay.
know.
Yeah.
So that's your playoffs for you. Quickly, we'll go into. I know we discussed it last week. We'll
Right.
jump into the national championship game. You know, Alabama, and Texas.
Absolutely.
I tell you, I said last week that I liked Alabama too, but I'm kind of changing
changing?
my course
You
a little
changing
bit.
course
on this.
here?
I am.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. We can
I
put
think
some money on this,
we're
big
gonna have
guy.
to maybe put a little money in this. I like Texas now. You know, I just think
Love
Colt
this guy.
McCoy, you know, is really going to have a humongous game. And as much as, you know, Texas defense might be able to contain Ingram of some sort, and they have to leave it up to the quarterback to beat them, which I just don't see happening. So I like Texas.
You know, they're going to hand the ball to Ingram like 35
They
times. in this
will,
game.
but I think they'll try and contain him.
Okay.
You know,
And want the Alabama quarterback to beat
him.
Matt Corey. All right,
Yeah.
all right, we'll see. I'm
Matt
sticking with Alabama.
you're going to stick with Bama?
Stick with Bama.
All right, so we'll put a 10
Roll
spot on that
Tide.
one then.
Nice.
Roll Tide. How much we put on this?
10 spot on that
10
one?
spot. Good job.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead, Bostonian.
Bostonian's a closet Texas Longhorn fan. So
Oh, really?
I like the Horns.
He
There
likes
you
the
go.
horns.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, good. So there you have it. You know, and like I said, you know, quick hot stove stuff with baseball. You got Jason Bay signing with the Mets. And you know, you had the Bostonian in here a few weeks ago. You got to give him a little credit. He called the Adrian Beltre thing, saying that Boston Red Sox were not done. Now they're on the verge of that. Was it pending a physical now?
Yeah, pending a physical 1-year deal. I think there's an option for a 2nd year.
Mhm.
They're moving Ellsbury to left field
Uh-huh.
and putting
Oh,
Cameron in
Cameron
center
in center.
field.
Yeah, we did see that. You
Well,
like
so-
those moves?
Yeah, I do. And Kotchman is out. They traded him to Seattle.
Right.
And I think Billy Hall's coming back. Who
Ah,
a couple
yeah.
years ago from Milwaukee hit like 30 home runs, but hasn't
Nice.
done anything lately. But it's all salary.
We'll get into more hot stove
Right.
things as the football thing starts out. But listen, enjoy the games, and we'll see you next week on Inside the Box.
To all my fans up in Boston, Happy New Year. Go Pats from the Bostonians.